Oh, you all. Hello. It is Tease. Good day. Good afternoon. Good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. Excuse the background noise in advance. I am on open mic. But for this particular video, I want to speak on a Florida man. So this is a long story short because I don't really know what happened, but I do know more than one report has came in, and then I've heard of strange activity like this. But long story short, a Florida man gets arrested for building building an underwater city for dolphins. And you think like, what is going on here? Like I say, it's a long story, but so according to the man, he was hanging out, laid out, or swimming at the beach, and at least 3 dolphins ran up on him. I don't think they said anything, and if they did, maybe they didn't talk until they got underwater, but long story short, I guess they jumped him, and then he was pulled underwater. And by the time he reached underwater, they showed him how to breathe. They could talk, and then they said, "Hey, I need you to build this underground or this underwater city for me." And I don't know if they had other workers, but they told him, "You get to work, sir." And he's apparently he did it because the dolphins let him go, and then they also thanked him for his work, like pretty much saying, "You did a great job. I could really use your help again sometime," but I guess they needed him for his help. So like, okay, we just need your arms and legs to build up this water city, and then you're free to go, I suppose. But by the time he came to, as far as, okay, let me get out the water, he made a report, and he goes to the police and he says, "Oh my God, I was just kidnapped by 3 dolphins. They hit me across the head, and they told me, or they made me build this underwater city, and then they let me go." And soon after, the man got arrested. And you think, what? How could a man get arrested if he got kidnapped, he got hit across the head, and he got kidnapped by dolphins? And that's the key word, kidnapped by dolphins. That's why he got arrested. Because can you imagine on the paperwork, actually before I begin, first of all, communicating with dolphins is illegal. I remember previously I made a video about the man that was on one of those fisherman boats, or either near or on he was somewhere in the ocean with the crashing waves, and he kept hearing somebody calling his name, like, "John, John." And then he didn't know what it was, but I suggested, you know what, maybe somebody thought that was a dolphin, because dolphins talk too. But what people don't realize, at least until it's too late, is it is illegal. It is a federal offense to talk to dolphins, because they do talk, and they probably will hit you across the head and tell you to build their kingdom. So, long story short, the man gets arrested, and he's probably thinking, why? First of all, why do I have to get arrested? And honestly, to tell you the truth, I would have arrested him, because if you want me to write on your police report that you were hit across the head by dolphins and they made you build a city, and you don't have proof, and I'm not saying that his story is false, even though his story was reported as quote unquote fictional story, because I'm thinking, like, if it's fictional, why is it making news articles? And they said, oh, well, the only reason why is because it went so viral. Okay, no, it went viral because there's some truth to it. If I get arrested for talking to dolphins, obviously there's some truth to it. Me just simply mentioning the dolphins, I don't think that's enough to get arrested about, but I'm thinking he carried some type of evidence that showed that he had some dealings either with the ocean or with the dolphins, which actually made sense, because they said that he was he appeared to have sea kelp, sand, and everything else in his lungs. It was like, okay, he'd been somewhere in the ocean, so that's why he got arrested. Not that he was lying. You were dicking around with the dolphins, and you know that's illegal. And if you don't know, you know now. But the part that's mind-blowing to me is putting it on paperwork, because it's one thing for me to say, okay, yeah, I was jumped by dolphins, but okay, A, you can't identify the dolphins, you can't tell me where you went, you can't tell me what you built. Now, at least you could say, okay, look, that's the underwater city that I built, and then they could say, okay, wow, it's crazy that sound. It's something how you identify the city that you built, or at least identify the dolphins, so then they can threaten you afterwards. But no, I'm thinking that's why he got arrested, because not only is your story far-fetched, but you won't have the nerve to say, I don't know, in there too. So where's the dolphins? I don't know. What kingdom did you build? I don't. Okay, put your hand behind your back. Yeah, but we have some outrageous stories coming. Yeah, but he should be out by now. I can't imagine somebody getting life. Well, I guess with federal offenses, I don't know how much time you get for that. But yeah, again, obviously there's some truth to the story. What is it about dolphins, and what is it about speaking about them? Because yeah, people do tend to get in trouble for talking to dolphins, and I just thought it was really interesting um, that he wanted to tell a story. And again, he said that the dolphins taught him how to breathe. Like, I guess there's a way of breathing underwater, or a certain technique to where, excuse me, to where you can get oxygen, because oxygen is somewhere in the water. As far as liquid water, oxygen is there somewhere, you know. Okay, the sound effects started to kick in. So, all right, I guess that's it though. Yeah, like I say, Florida man gets arrested for building an underwater kingdom for dolphins. He's fine though. He just got arrested. But I don't know if he's out. I don't want to say he should be out right now, but he's fine. I guess he just gotta get through his legal charges right now. But anyway, be well, be safe.